Anna Christine Morgan walked through the revolving doors of Morgan and Associates on a cold Monday morning in March 2008. She was 27, dressed in a simple grey suit, her posture controlled and deliberate. Nothing about her appearance demanded attention, and that was exactly the point. The glass and steel tower in Manhattan's financial district was not unfamiliar to her. For years she had studied it from a distance, imagining the man who worked at the top, the man who shared her last name but had never shared her life. Robert Morgan was the founder and CEO of the firm, a billionaire, and her biological father. Anna took a steady breath as she entered the lobby. This was not just the start of a career, it was the execution of a plan that had begun 15 years earlier. She approached the reception desk, received her badge, and was directed to the 15th floor. As the elevator rose, she caught her reflection in the mirrored doors, calm, professional, unreadable. No one here needed to know who she really was. Not yet. The truth had been revealed to her in a public hospital room in Queens. Her mother, Sarah Collins, was dying. With the clarity that sometimes comes at the end, Sarah finally told her daughter about the man she had once worked for, the brief relationship, and the pregnancy that changed everything. When Sarah told Robert she was expecting his child, he offered money to make the problem disappear. When she refused, he gave her $50,000, forced her to sign non-disclosure agreements, and made sure she was fired. 2 days later, Sarah died. At the funeral, standing beside a modest casket, Anna made a vow. She would not beg for recognition. She would not expose the truth out of bitterness. She would prove her worth so completely that denying her would become impossible. Only then would she reveal who she was. Her first year at the company passed quietly. She arrived early, stayed late, and executed every task with precision. She volunteered for extra work, supported her colleagues, and never sought attention. Her supervisor, David Chen, noticed her reliability and discipline. Her resume was flawless. Top graduate, strategic internships, exceptional recommendations. What no one knew was that every achievement had been aimed at this one destination. From her cubicle, Anna studied the company itself. She memorized reporting structures, analyzed past initiatives, and read years of internal reports. She learned how the firm had grown from a small agency into a diversified empire. She also learned about Robert's public family, his wife Elizabeth, and their 3 children, all raised with advantages Anna never had. She pushed those thoughts aside. Emotion was dangerous. Precision mattered more. Opportunity came during her second year when the firm secured a major international client. Anna volunteered to lead the research. She worked relentlessly and delivered an analysis so thorough it surprised senior leadership. Within weeks, she was promoted. Her ascent had begun. Anna's rise through the company followed a steady, deliberate rhythm. Each promotion came after measurable success, never through favors or visibility alone. Clients praised her insight. Colleagues trusted her judgment. Senior leaders noticed her ability to solve problems without creating friction. By her 4th year, she was a director overseeing a growing team, presenting directly to executives and shaping strategies that affected the entire firm. Despite the progress, Anna felt no sense of triumph. These were milestones, not the destination. Her first close encounter with Robert happened in an elevator. He stepped in on the 18th floor, mid-conversation with 2 executives. Anna pressed herself against the wall, her heartbeat thunderous. He stood less than 3 feet away. Silver hair, sharp blue eyes, effortless authority. He never looked at her. The second encounter came during a company-wide town hall. Robert spoke confidently about quarterly results and future initiatives. Anna studied his face, searching for resemblance. then dismissed the thought. Biology meant nothing. Choice did. The third encounter changed everything. Anna was presenting a comprehensive rebranding strategy alongside her vice president. Robert sat at the head of the table, listening intently. For over an hour, Anna delivered research, strategic logic, and creative direction with calm authority. When she finished, Robert challenged her assumptions with pointed questions. She answered each one without hesitation. After the meeting, he stopped her. "Anna Morgan, correct?" he asked. "Yes, sir." "Impressive work. You have a strong strategic mind. Keep it up." That was all. He walked away, unaware of the weight his words carried. Anna remained alone in the conference room, hands trembling slightly. Her father had praised her, without knowing who she was. From that moment forward, her access increased. She was invited into higher-level strategy sessions and long-term planning discussions. She sat at tables where decisions were made, not just discussed. During one pivotal meeting, Robert argued strongly for an aggressive acquisition strategy. When he invited dissent, the room stayed silent. Anna spoke. She acknowledged the merits of his proposal, then calmly outlined the risks: financial exposure, cultural integration, long-term instability. She proposed a hybrid approach supported by data and alternative projections. The room froze. Robert studied her, then said, "Go on." When she finished, he nodded. "Prepare a full analysis." The following week, her report became the foundation of the company's new strategy. Robert publicly endorsed it, praising the intellectual courage behind it. From then on, her reputation shifted. She was no longer just talented, she was trusted. By her 7th year, Anna became the youngest vice president in company history. Industry publications mentioned her as a rising leader. Recruiters called weekly. Internally, whispers began. She was being groomed for more. During this time, Anna quietly gathered pieces of the past. She learned about the firm's early years, about a young assistant who had left abruptly decades ago. She documented her own performance meticulously, preserving evidence of every achievement. When the truth emerged, she wanted no doubts to survive it. The opportunity she had waited for arrived when Robert announced the creation of a new role, Chief Strategy Officer, reporting directly to him. The position would shape the future of the company. Anna knew this was the final ascent, and she was ready. The competition for the Chief Strategy Officer role was fierce. 5 senior executives entered the process, all experienced, all respected. Anna was the youngest by more than a decade and the only woman among them. The selection involved multiple interviews with board members, external consultants, and Robert himself. Anna prepared with absolute focus. She had not come this far to hesitate. The final interview took place in Robert Morgan's office on the 22nd floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the Manhattan skyline. Behind his desk hung a family portrait: Robert, his wife Elizabeth, and their 3 children. Anna had seen it many times. Seeing it now felt heavier. Robert leaned back, studying her. "You've accomplished more in 7 years than most executives do in 20, he said. "Your strategy is exceptional, but I need to know what drives you." Anna met his gaze. "I believe in merit," she replied. "I came from nothing. No connections, no safety net. Everything I've earned here proves that ability matters more than circumstance." Robert nodded slowly. "That's how I built this company." When he offered her the position, Anna accepted calmly, though her heart raced. She had reached the inner circle. He still didn't know. As Chief Strategy Officer, Anna worked directly with him. Daily meetings turned into long strategic discussions. He trusted her judgment, sought her perspective, and introduced her to investors as the future of this company. Board members treated her as inevitable. One night, Robert stopped by her office late. He spoke candidly about succession. His children, he admitted, were not prepared or willing to lead the company. He questioned whether his legacy would survive him. "Maybe leadership isn't about blood," Anna said carefully. "Maybe it's about capability." Robert considered this. "You may be right." From that moment, the shift was unmistakable. Anna was included in every critical decision. Privately, Robert began grooming her as his successor. What Anna hadn't anticipated was complexity. Working closely with him, she saw not just the man who had rejected her, but a flawed, driven human being. Understanding didn't mean forgiveness, but it changed the weight of her anger. 15 years after she first joined the company, the board voted unanimously to name Anna as Robert's successor. At the meeting's end, Robert raised a glass. "Anna embodies everything this company stands for," he said. "I couldn't be prouder to place this legacy in her hands." The applause echoed. Anna stood, composed, undeniable. And then she asked to speak with him alone. The boardroom emptied slowly, leaving only Anna and Robert behind. The city glowed beyond the windows as evening settled over Manhattan. Anna stood near the glass, grounding herself before turning to face him. "There's something you need to know," she said. Robert sensed the shift immediately. He set down his papers. "Go on." 30 years ago, she explained, he had been involved with his executive assistant, Sarah Collins. When she became pregnant, he offered money for an abortion. When she refused, he paid her to disappear. The child she carried was Anna. "I'm your daughter," she said. "I always have been." The silence that followed was absolute. Robert's face drained of color as recognition set in. He sat heavily, whispering her mother's name. The past crashed into the present all at once. Anna remained steady. She told him she had never sought favors, never revealed the truth, never wanted guilt or pity. She wanted proof that the child he rejected had value. "I needed you to choose me before you knew," she said. "And you did." Robert asked why she hadn't told him sooner. Her voice softened but didn't break. "Because my worth had to be undeniable first." When he asked what she wanted now, Anna gave him the choice. He could keep the truth private or make it public. Either way, nothing changed. She had already earned her place. Weeks later, Robert made his decision. At the annual shareholder meeting, he announced the truth. The reaction was immediate: shock, disbelief, a media storm. But Robert didn't retreat. He acknowledged his failure, publicly claimed Anna as his daughter, and praised her integrity and restraint. "She asked for nothing," he said. "She became excellent. That is real legacy." Anna stood nearby, overwhelmed. This wasn't the revenge she had imagined years ago. It was something more difficult and more healing. Afterward, she and Robert began building a relationship, slowly and imperfectly. She met her half-siblings, some wary, some curious, some amused by the irony. Elizabeth surprised her with quiet respect. 2 years later, Robert retired. At the ceremony, he spoke not of profit or growth, but of his daughter, of merit over blood, of character over inheritance. When Anna took the podium as CEO, she spoke of choice, of becoming, of a mother who taught her that worth isn't given, it's built. That evening, alone in the 22nd floor office, Anna hung a photograph of Sarah on the wall. Beneath it, a small plaque read, "Worth is not inherited, it is earned." She looked out at the city and felt something settle at last. She had come seeking revenge. What she found was purpose.